Today is Sunday the 26th of October and we're starting a brand new vlog for Rules of Survival, which means we're going to write Act 3. So in my last vlog, I finished writing the detailed outline for Act 3, which is chunky, it's quite a few thousand words, but that means I'm more than ready to start actually writing. I'm very excited, I really want to plunge back into my characters' POVs, and I'm actually looking forward to this ending because I feel like so much has evolved and so many things have come together without me expecting them to, that I'm just excited for what's going to happen when I actually put pen to paper. I would normally start this vlog at the beginning of November, but I'm feeling the itch to start writing again, and I've got a stream going on with my friend Anna later today, so I feel like maybe if I feel like drafting today, that would be the perfect occasion for it. It's also sunny outside. It's my one day of the week where I'm not doing anything and going out and seeing any people, and I'm relishing it. I just really want that alone time so I can finally focus on writing again. So we're gonna get started and I will keep you guys updated when I've got some words in. Good morning, today is Saturday the 1st of November and last night was Halloween and it was also girls' night, which means movie, gossip, face masks, cheese, bread, candy, popcorn, margaritas. So a lot. And I feel fresh enough this morning to do a little bit of writing because I said I was going to start earlier than November and then I did not. But yeah, I need to plunge myself back into Rules of Survival. I was very excited to get into it when I finished writing my outline, my detailed outline for it. But since then I haven't actually written anything and I think I needed that little break because sometimes you just first of all want to build up on the excitement. It just gets more and more fun when you finally get to writing it. And second, you might need a break just for other reasons. For me, I've been in a general slump for the past few weeks, and last week was a week where I finally got really productive on a lot of things. I just prioritized things like making the vlog, actually editing the vlog for the month of August and September, because it was a long vlog spanning 2 months. So I finally edited that and published that, and then I also had some more personal stuff to do, like wedding invites for my best friend and stuff like that. And now I feel re-energized and just ready to tackle some actual words. It is not that early, but we did have girls' night, so I'm wearing my PJ still. And I do have plans this afternoon that require me to leave at lunchtime-ish, so I think I just want to get maybe an hour of work in, like just a few words in. It doesn't really matter how many words because I'm starting a new act and that means I haven't written in a while, so I can't guarantee I'm going to write a certain amount of words per time, per like 30 minutes or whatever. So all that matters is that I sit down for a guaranteed amount of minutes and try to write some words in. That's all. It doesn't actually need to be however many words. I'll just give you a quick update later how I've done today. Maybe I'll update you guys tomorrow because I might do some more writing tomorrow, but I would like to get back into the habit, essentially. That's what we're trying to do, is build the habit back up. And Edgar's loving the guest bed that we set up for my friend for girls' night. So today is Sunday the 2nd of November and it is currently 5:30 p.m. and I have spent some time writing today. Kate Cavanaugh had a stream going on and she's still running the last few minutes of her last sprint, but I managed to write in total today 1,128 words. And that brings me to a total of 1,400 words so far for Act 3, so I'm very, very happy to make progress, and I am just really enjoying this act so far. It's the very beginning, and I think I say this every single time I start a new act, but I am enjoying it. So I figured I should read you this little passage that is, I've enjoyed writing it, so I thought I would read it out to you. In my mind's eye, doomsday scenarios play at double speed. Isabel succeeding, leaving with the shuttle, getting back to the Carpathia, making the trip back home. The substance making it to Earth too, getting into the hands of ego scientists and money-hungry corporations. A single leak, a single mistake, a single human error. That's all it would take. The infection would start over, not on a remote, isolated planet in the middle of a barely explored corner of the galaxy, but on an inhabited planet with millions of human beings. Death. Spreading across continents, infecting every household, every apartment block. Then people running away and death following them to outposts, to tourist cruise ships, to nearby terraformed planets. Unstoppable, until every single human has been decimated, possessed by an evolving alien form, forevermore hungry. We can't let her leave, I hear my own fearful whisper. That's it, I just wanted to read that out because I really enjoyed writing that bit, and I think it's really setting up the mindset that Themis is in for this Act 3 and what's gonna be her driving force. Like, her Act 3 goal is to make sure that does not happen. So they're currently in the control room watching Carson and Isabel trying to leave through the shuttle, and she notices that Isabel has an exo case in her hands and she immediately figures out Isabel must be the traitor, she's got the substance, she's gonna bring it back, we can't let that happen. So that's kind of setting up the scene for Act 3. But yeah, I'm excited to get going. I feel good about this right now. I feel like I can write this month, and touch wood, that's gonna continue being the case, and I'm not gonna have a bunch of work suddenly and burn out trying to do everything at once. So that's my goal for November. And potentially December. I don't think I'll finish Act 3 in November, but I just don't want to push myself too hard. I want to make sure that I take the time to write the words that need to be there and not give future editing me too much hard work when I have to edit things down because they make no sense or I've tried to overwrite everything. I don't know if I'm going to write during the week, but I'm going to try, and I'll definitely write again this weekend because I've got a relatively quiet weekend next weekend and I'm seeing my friend Marta, so we might do a little bit of writing in a cafe at some point. Today is Friday the 7th of November and I'm currently sitting at 77,877 words. Oh my god, if I had 100 words less, I'd be a 77777. But I have just written 1,000 words today after work. I feel really productive and really good about that. And that also means I've just reached 5k in Act 3 and this month so far, because I started on the 1st, so I feel really good about that so far. I am in the middle, or more towards the end actually, of my scene number 3, where Themis is confronting, or is being confronted more like, by Isabel, and is confronting her back and realizes that Isabel has plans for her. And that's why she hasn't killed her yet. So I'm really enjoying this dialogue and just some of the sentences I've written about it so far. I'm just gonna give you a couple. Every particle in my body itches to do something, to stop the bot, to stop Isabel. But she's the one with the gun and I'm the one with the pent-up anger. Not exactly a fair fight, which I'm very proud of. Thank you, thank you. And then Isabel goes, "You were bitten too," she says. I go very still. I saw it on the security footage. She points at her comms. A duplicate of those control room screens is real handy to have. And I saw him. Lucky bit you, didn't he? The second set of doors open at the back of the bridge where the caribot disappears. Yes, he did, I say reluctantly. I feel like a prey caught in a predator's maw, waiting for the teeth to snap shut. Which again, I'm very happy with that sentence. So I'm feeling good about where this is going. I think having a plan for the end is making me feel very productive, and just I want to get the words out because I know where I'm going and where this is ending now. Much more so now in Act 3 than when all I had was detailed outlines of the previous act, because when I was writing Act 2, both A and B, I think I was feeling a little bit less convinced by some of my own solutions, some of my own plans, some things I had to figure out, like problem solving, like where the zombies were going after the daylights turned back on, things like that. I wasn't entirely certain, and so I think that was making it harder to progress, while now that I've got pretty much an answer to everything that needs to happen and I know where this is going, it feels a lot quicker to get the words out. It could also be the break I took sort of in October, just using the month to take 2 weeks at some point to write the detailed outline of Act 3 and that's it, and doing nothing else. I think now I'm finally getting the itch to write and get it out, right? So I think that's probably why I'm feeling so productive in my writing right now. But tomorrow, Saturday, I've got Marta coming over and we're going to be doing some writing sessions, and I think we're going to be able to be really productive together, and I'm just looking forward to a little writing date because I always feel a lot more willing to get a bunch of words out, and just it's so nice to be able to write with other people. And I think on Sunday I'll be doing some writing as well, which is why I've upped my goal, because I started the month thinking I would write 10k. I didn't want to push myself or put too much pressure after an entire month of feeling a bit slumpy, so I just put it at 10k thinking that's a decent number and we'll see what happens. And now I've just reached 5k, so, and it's only the 7th, so I've decided to up my goal to 15k because I feel like I can definitely write 15,000 words this month if my pace is still like this, if I'm steady and I manage to be consistent throughout the month. Even if I just continue to write 500 words, well, technically it's telling me if I write 400 words per day from now until the end of the month, then I would reach 15k, so that's perfectly reasonable. So today is Sunday the 9th of November and I have reached 8,300 words for the month, which means I'm over 80k in the manuscript right now. I'm at 81,141 words, and all thanks to yesterday doing a proper little writing sesh with Marta. I think during our writing session, so she came over in the afternoon and we did some writing sprints, and I can't remember if we did like 3 or 4, but we started around like 1:30 p.m. after lunch. We had a nice brunch for lunch actually. We had some eggs, avocado on toast, and then she brought me some muffins because she does every single time and they were so good. And we started writing around 1:30 p.m. and stopped around 5. So proper little afternoon of writing, and I wrote 2,500 words then. And then Katie was streaming later with Stieg, and then I wrote another like 800 words or so at that point. So in total, I wrote 3,133 words yesterday, which is a big, chunky, lots of words day, and it made me get so far ahead as well in terms of my detailed outline. So I'm just pulling it up on my screen to see where I'm at. I finished scene 5 out of 9 yesterday. So I still have 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 4 scenes left to write. I'm a little bit concerned by this because for a minute I was like, wait, is my act 3 going to be really short? Because I feel like all my scenes were a little bit snappier and quicker than some of the scenes I'd been writing so far in other acts. And I ended up moving things around, and when I thought initially I was going to have like a chapter Axel and then a chapter Themis, both of them experiencing their own sort of 5-point finale from Save the Cat, so both of them executing the plan and then Hightower surprise, dig deep down, etc. And I think in the end, their scenes were too fast-paced because they were actiony and just either dialogue or action was happening, and so it was quite snappy, and I ended up writing those scenes quite quickly and not have as many words in each of them. So I essentially have the first chapter in this act is gathering the team, and then the next chapter we have Axel's POV of executing the plan, and then Themis' POV of executing the plan, and then the next chapter we have Axel's Hightower surprise, and then Themis' Hightower surprise, etc. So again, still following Save the Cat's 5-point finale, my next scene I need to write is executing the new plan. I think this will be a full chapter for one POV this time. So it will be Themis' POV, new plan, one chapter, and then scene 7 will be Axel's POV, new plan, one chapter. But that means we're just so close to the end, and I'm having a hard time believing it, and also I feel like it's worrying me because I'm scared that it's way too short and I'm gonna have to buff up that act later on. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It's gonna be a future me problem, unfortunately, for her. But I will say this, it's very easy to write. I made that comment last time I was talking to you guys, but I really do think having all of my scenes set up until the very end and knowing exactly where I'm going does make it so much quicker to write. So I'm noticing that big time. Today is Tuesday the 11th of November, and I have not given an update even though I did write a lot over the rest of the weekend because I hurt my thumb. This looks so stupid, but it's just to protect me from using it accidentally because I keep using it accidentally. I cannot open a can with a can opener, turns out. Even though the same day I did DIY with a power drill and that was fine, but opening a can with a can opener, and that's how you slice your finger. So it's not that deep, I'm fine, but it just needs to heal, and I keep accidentally pinching things or grabbing things or using it in ways that I shouldn't. And when I do, it hurts, so I'm clearly reopening the wound, so I need to stop. But on Sunday, I did another chunky writing day and I wrote over 3,500 words. I think it was like 3,600 or something. So I'm really proud. And then yesterday I wrote another like 500-ish. I feel like during the week I'm writing 500 words-ish per day unless I'm streaming with someone. So tonight I am streaming with Stieg, so I might write more. But other than that, I've been trying to stay consistent and just write some words and just do like a 30-minute sesh after work hours. So I still feel like I have the rest of my evening to chill afterwards, but it just keeps me going on that momentum of I'm doing work, except that work becomes productivity for me instead of work. It means that in total this month, I have written so far 12,400 words, and I've reached over 85k in my manuscript. I can't remember exactly the word count, but all that to say that I have 3 scenes left. Technically. Now, they're chunkier than the other ones I had been writing so far in this act. So currently I'm in scene 7, I think I've called it. And there's already a whole bit that's happened that could technically be counted as a separate scene from the rest. But that's pretty good because I was concerned about how short my scenes were being in this act, and I was really concerned about how short that act was going to be. Now, I did say that I was worried about that in one of the chats on one of the live streams with the community, and a lot of people were like, well, in actiony stuff and sci-fi and the genres that I'm writing, it can be normal to have a shorter third act, and especially for a first draft anyway, because yes, that is something I can change later on when I revise. So I'm trying not to be worried about it, but also it does reassure me that at the very least, this scene I'm currently writing, and I think the next two, will be bigger scenes than the previous ones I've written in the act. So they will make up for some of the word count. But yes, I have 3 scenes left. So I am in the middle of scene 7, and I think I need to write another half of it, which I'm hoping I can do tonight, which means I should finish this book next weekend, like upcoming weekend. That's the plan. So mid-month, I will finish this book mid-month, which means I'll have written an entire act in half a month, which is crazy, but also I'm so close, you guys. I am so close to finishing this book. I will say my writing skills feels like they've gone downhill from Act 1 to Act 3. And I really feel like during Act 1, I was very precious about my words, and I was trying so much more to be like, this is about quality rather than quantity. I want to make sure that what I'm writing, I'm not going to have to revise heavily. And now that's completely gone downhill, and we've completely forgotten about that. I'm in Act 3. I keep thinking this will be something I fix later. This will be a draft 2 fix. So we've forgotten about that fully, which is fine. That's what draft 2s are for. Good morning. Today is Saturday the 15th of November, and it is currently 10 a.m. and we're going to finish my book today. We're currently sitting at 88,227 words. I really needed a good night of sleep last night, so I woke up literally like 20 minutes ago, took a quick shower, brushed my teeth, haven't done anything else, and it's currently 10 a.m. and I have made plans for a stream on my channel around 2:30 p.m, but I also have to go to the hairdresser at 11:30 a.m. So I've got a few things to get through with the goal of finishing this book today. Is it realistic? Yes, I do think it's absolutely possible. I am 1,000 words into the second to last chapter, and I think that chapter could be another 1,000-ish words. I don't think it'll need to be much more than that. And then I have my last chapter to write, which I'm looking at my detailed scenes, is my final image. It's basically, that could be like a chunky one. It could be another like 3K. So essentially we need to write 4,000 words today. Last weekend I wrote 3,000 and some the Saturday, and then close to 4,000, I think like a bigger 3,000, like maybe 3,600 I think, on the Sunday. So I just have to push myself a little bit. But when I did do those chunky days, it was only in the afternoon. I didn't write in the morning at all, I think. And I managed to write so many words just focusing from like 1 p.m. maybe to like 5 p.m. At least when I was doing the one with Marta, that was 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. and we were just yapping, then doing chunky sprints, then yapping, etc. So if we did something similar and just made it last as long as I need to finish this book, it's possible. It's absolutely doable. I will also say this, I was still writing some of these chapters this week during the work week after work, and when I was doing that I wrote at some point like 1,000 words just because I was writing so quick. It was just the words were like, this is the action scene, I need to write it as at the speed of the action that's happening, and I just felt like my typing skills were not quick enough for what was coming in my brain, and it was like zombies attack, and I was like, oh my god, zombies attack. So if this is the vibe we're getting today, I will write quick. It might not be, I don't want to jinx it, but let's hope. But yes, we're very close to the 90k that I initially had envisioned this book to be, and we're very close to finishing this book with a slightly shorter Act 3, but action-packed, and just, I'm still happy with it. So because we have a few things to do, I think I'm pretty much ready to go to the hairdresser later, except I'm just wearing PJ trousers and not real jeans, so we'll change later. But I think I'm gonna make myself a coffee and then do like a quick 30-minute writing sesh just to get into the mood before I have to go. We'll see how much I can actually do, but I think 30 minutes sounds good, and just get some of that chapter going so I have a little bit less pressure to write so many words to finish the book later during the stream, because I did name that stream Finish My Book With Me, so I've shot myself in the foot with that one. I don't have a choice now. So if I don't finish it, I'll be super angry at myself. But it could be just a really long stream. That's what it could be. Let's get a coffee, get ready, get the mindset in, do a quick 30 minutes, then we'll go to the hairdresser. I'm just getting like a quick little chop so that they're shorter, and that's it. I'm just doing a haircut. Get lunch, and then stream to finish my book. Okay, so I know I changed sweater because the other one was too thick and I was like, I'm gonna be boiling hot in the hairdressers. I've only written 285 words so far and it's 10:36. I still have like 10-15 minutes on my timer, but I can tell that it's gonna be less words than I thought, so I might even be able to finish this chapter before I go. I'm not sure. I might try not to, just so I have more to write during the stream. I don't know yet. But I'm just really happy with, right now, this passage. So Themis and Axel are on board this other shuttle and they're racing the previous shuttle that they rode to get there. They're racing it to get access to their own initial big ship that they came on, the Carpathia. And they're racing Carson and Isabel. But she's trying to convince Carson over the comms that Isabel is infected and will turn. Have the black veins reached her arms yet, I say, and everything around me is silent, even the shuttle around us in its ascent to the ship. Or is it worse? Are they up her neck? Carson doesn't reply, but it's as though I'm right there on the satellite with him. He turns around, I just know it. He turns and eyes Isabel wherever she is. Maybe she's in another part of the ship and can't hear us talk. Maybe he thinks back to her mad rush back on the shuttle, to her telling him to lock it up and depart without us, her voice bordering on hysterical, her forehead glistening with sweat. Maybe he remembers the small details then, the blackened veins in the corner of his vision, just at the edge of her jacket's collar, the wound on her thigh, shiny with fresh black blood. Or maybe she's right there with him, in the co-pilot chair, telling him not to listen to my lies, stumbling over her words to convince him she's okay. I just really like that. I wrote that. I don't know, sometimes you have to be happy with your own writing, and I really enjoyed this one, this little passage, and just everything culminating. And yeah, I'm gonna keep on writing, and I will keep you guys updated, perhaps right before we start the stream later at 2:30 p.m. Did I stop sharing? Yes, I did. I finished!
Yay! Celebrations! Congratulations! Draft numero.
Oh no. Guys, we did it. It is 5 p.m. now. I just ended the stream, and on stream during the second sprint, I finished writing the book. I wrote the end, and I'm just so happy and just, yes. It is exactly how I hoped the ending to be. There's a hot kiss going on while the countdown chimes in the background, and then my two characters are just, it's almost like a fade to black on that. Like, you know, my last lines are, the Carpathia enters the gate. In a few hours, we'll arrive near Earth too, which leaves us with plenty of time to kill. The end. I'm just so happy. It sits at 91,012 words, but I did write the words at the end, so I'm gonna delete them so that it can be correct. And in fact, it is 91,010 words in total, which I'm feeling good about. I'm feeling very, very good about. I need to name my last chapter. It's the only one in my outline that doesn't have a name for the rule yet. I think I'm gonna make it Make Plans, because that's a cute little passage between Axel and Themis, who decide that they can try to date when they get back, because they're gonna stay alive and everything's gonna be okay and they're gonna get back alive. And so they decide to make plans, and they actually joke about it, and Themis has the realization moment of, I can make plans because we're alive and we've made it and we're gonna get back to Earth too. So yes, let's make plans. So the last rule of survival is make plans. And that's it. I'm very proud of myself. I started this journey 8 months ago apparently. I did check when my first video was from for all of those videos about write my book with me, right? And it's been 8 months, 91,000 words. I'm feeling good. I think we should end this vlog here. I will be making vlogs as I start revising and we go into draft 2 and everything, but I'm gonna take a small break. I don't know if I'll work on something else in the meantime. Thank you guys so much for watching this entire journey of me writing this sci-fi novel. I'm just so glad to have you guys as my community. I feel so lucky and privileged because I couldn't do it with as much support and people getting excited for it as I've had. So thank you guys, and on that note, please leave a like, leave a comment down below. I always try to respond to those. Consider subscribing to my channel, ring that bell, all that jazz, and we'll see you guys in the next one.